Okay, I'm just going to start because this is really frustrating. Instagram is having just such a hard time getting connected. So for everybody who is attempting to listen on Instagram, if you are starting to follow what we're doing on there, it's just not going to work out for some reason, and I'll get that fixed by the next stream. So let's continue on because we got to get a show going. It's going to be a really good show. I want to talk over a lot of these really interesting things that are popping up, especially in Tennessee. Okay, so on the last stream that we did last night, we had some really interesting stuff happen, okay? Part of what was really interesting was the lights that were flickering inside of this town center, okay? And inside the town center, what was going on was there was the actual lights were flashing from an electrical disturbance. And it seemed like they were flashing in patterns. Okay, that's what it felt like. Chances are, though, it could have been a disruption of the power grid or something to that effect. It could have been like a maybe the transformer or the power that's coming in to that specific spot. But there was a shopping center full of just lights flashing inside the shopping center, outside the shopping center, the lights that were part of the parking structure area. All of that was flashing. If I can find the video, we're going to watch that again. But what I want to show you is something completely different, but very similar to what was happening. Okay, so let's take a look at that. And by the way, if you want to call in, I'm going to leave the lines open. I'm only streaming for an hour tonight. Yeah, so we have until about 10:30 Mountain Time. And I'm just going to go over a few of these stories. We can talk about the drones. I might get into that as they just kind of pop up in the feed and everything. But let's see. Let's see what happens. I do want to show you this one in particular. So let's pull this up really quick here. And that is the exact one that I am looking for. Okay, so check this out. Okay, this is happening in Tennessee, and it happened this previous week.
I had to like pull over and like pull this back up because I thought maybe it's a car party, right? There's a bunch of like those weird looking Tesla vehicles over there, and I thought maybe it's like a car club. They're just all meeting up, and it's a Thursday night. I just want to show you, but there's no one over there. There's not a body. There's not a person. Like if it was a car club, those are pretty common around Atlanta. But look at this. I'm gonna zoom in just so
we're gonna look at it. Hold on, give me 1 second. We're live, so anything could happen, and I got to make sure that on our other YouTube shorts that's coming through, and also on X that's coming through. So I got to do that for those people as well too who are watching on that. So hold on, we're going to fix this. This is going to go. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. I know that on the landscape YouTube portion, they can see this. I'm going to try to fix this for you guys, because I want you to see this. This is really, really important for you guys. There. Okay.
But the video that I heard it was like this girl who was saying like, have you seen any of like the lights flickering or anything like that? And then there was a guy in Jersey who was like, yeah, my like house lights, my house lights have been going off and like flickering. And she made a video of like lights just like this doing the same thing in a parking lot I have no idea how to find that or stitch it, but this is what's happening.
Okay.
Not a single person.
Not a single person. Not a single person's out there. What she's doing is she's filming these cars that their lights are flashing. Why are their lights flashing? This is in Tennessee. Okay? Says it's in Tennessee. Now, it says here in what this guy posted, some of you can't see, but some of you can on the landscape portion. You can see this. Strange lights flickering in Tennessee captured on TikTok. Okay. There is technology called an EMP, electromagnetic pulse, which can create this effect. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do just some quick investigating really quick. And what we're going to figure out is if an EMP can really do that. Okay, so check this out. Let's see if I can put this in here for you guys. All right, so what I'm getting is, yes, an EMP can potentially cause flickering lights as it can induce surges of electricity in power lines, leading to temporary disruptions in the electrical current, which manifest as flickering or even complete power outages, depending on the intensity of the EMP and design of the electrical grid. So what we're looking at is when we had that last night, when we watched that first original video of those flickering lights in Tennessee, so many people were capturing that, thinking that it was just some kind of fun, interesting, I don't know, a joke. I mean, I didn't even know what it was. I suspected that it could be really anything. It could be a power surge or something to that effect. It could be, but it seemed like it was localized to that particular mall area. That's what it seemed like. But now here we have this lady who's filming let's see. There she is. So she's filming this, and I'm going to mute this. We'll just kind of walk through it. She's filming this, and she's in her car, and look at all of those cars. All of these cars, the majority of them are flickering. She zooms in on this. The majority of them are flashing. You have, there were some Teslas, and I thought she said that she thought it was like a car show or just a car club getting together and just flashing their lights, but there's nobody there. There's nobody in that parking lot causing that. So what's being said? This is an EMP. Okay, so an EMP must have gone off in order to create this, a localized EMP. That's a scary thing. And that's probably what's happening out in Tennessee right now. But why? Why would that be happening in Tennessee? I don't understand how we could go from UFO drones. They want you to call them drones, okay? But they're UAPs, UFOs, whatever. Some, yes, are identified as maybe military aircraft. Some are identified as commercial aircraft. We went over that last night. But I'm telling you right now, there's something else that's actually happening, and I don't know what it is. And it seems to be taking effect not just in New Jersey. Okay, now remember, we talked about the nuclear warhead that's possibly coming in that is now missing. I don't know if that's true. That's only being speculated right now across the board. So I don't know if that's true or not. But this, think about it. An EMP, if they are possibly testing EMPs localized in certain areas to see what it's going to do, I'm telling you right now, if the grid goes down, that is a bad thing. If the grid collapses, that's bad. And I'll tell you why it's bad. Because the grid collapsing will shut everything down. Okay? You think that COVID was bad? The grid collapsing, look, there is a video out there, and it is called Grid Down, Power Up, and it has, let's take a look at that. Grid Down, Power Up. Okay. And this one is, with Dennis Quaid. Okay. And he's the one who actually narrates this. He kind of goes through and they talk about a lot of issues with the grid. Okay, the grid is very sensitive. The U.S. grid, I'm just telling you, is very sensitive. And if at any given time, if we lose nine of these, I think, what were they? The large transformer, systems. It's like if we lose 9 of them, then that's it. It's like game over because we can't get them back in time. It takes forever to build them, forever to get them in. They don't have backups. They're getting them from China. It's a perfect storm, if you will, a perfect storm for the grid to actually go down here. And now, if they're testing this EMP system, that could disrupt everything that we know about society right now. That's a pretty powerful thing. And you know what? We've got a change in power coming. Okay, we have things that are moving and happening that it's almost, it feels like there is. Okay, is it just me, or does it feel as though there is a war that is happening for this country? Oh, and what I mean by a war is I don't necessarily mean a third world war. I mean a internal war, like a war for control of this country, for the ability to maybe take down this country. I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point. Okay, so anything that I'm saying is clearly speculation, and I'm just trying to put the pieces of this puzzle together. And so what we're doing is, let's take a look. For those of you on here, I'm going to move this. I'm going to get this lined up for you guys. So you can see some of that better. Sorry, I am fixing a few things here for the people on X who are watching. Okay, so this is also, I kind of go through X to find a lot of this stuff because it does have a lot more, it has a really good clean flow to it aside from TikTok or Instagram. And so I do like to use that occasionally here. So let's make this a little bit bigger for our guys who are watching on there, and then we will get going into some of these videos. I'm going to show this video. Okay, so this video right here, this video is coming, it says it's coming out of Chicago. Now, I'm going to tell you, I did watch this, okay, not in preparation for the show, but essentially in preparation to kind of see what was happening tonight. This is pretty interesting, and I'm going to tell you, at first, I'm going to show this to you, but at first, I thought this was AI. Because I've worked with AI before, and I know how to spot certain things with AI. And I gotta tell you, the one thing that you can always spot with AI is the letters, okay? So if you are trying to spell a word in a moving video with AI, it has a hard time doing it, okay? It looks like you're in a dream. It doesn't make sense of words. Now you're going to look, there's caution tape that's around this. Now, supposedly what happened was something crashed in Chicago. There is a vehicle flipped over, as you can see. There is another vehicle that's in the middle of that huge crack. Now, I would assume, okay, just by looking at this, that a pipeline or something had burst. Something forced from underneath, it forced everything up, forced the road up, okay? Think about the pressure. The amount of pressure to do that is pretty fantastic. This right here, pushing up all of that concrete, asphalt, everything that's there, and who knows what's down underneath there and what caused this. I'm sure we'll find out. But a lot of people are speculating that this was something that crashed, okay? And that's what this person is saying. Apparently it happened in Chicago tonight. This was 9 hours ago. That doesn't make any sense if it was 9 hours ago, but it must have happened yesterday. What happened here, apparently something fell from the sky. This doesn't look like anything fell from the sky. This looks like something came up from the ground. That's what this looks like. It's being pushed up. That's a lot of pressure, but we're going to look at it anyways. And I'll show you where I thought this was AI. Okay, but I'll show you where I actually think I confirmed it for myself that it's not.
I don't know. It's something came from the sky. Right? I don't know. It's something came from the sky. Right?
Okay, so what's interesting is when we listen to this, it has a sound that really almost sounds like something's in the sky, like other things are coming and falling down. Now, we haven't had anything on our home front that is any kind of war-driven or anything like that. So we haven't had, missiles launched at us or anything to cause any kind of devastation. But inside of this, let's skip forward. I thought this was AI. It's very quick. It's not very long, but we go to the caution tape, and this is where I look for AI clues, is right here. I look for that right there, and I see an upside down caution, right, and it's spelled correctly. AI can't do that. So AI is not going to take the word, spell it upside down and backwards like this is. Okay? So that right there clearly spells out caution, okay, that you can see right on that caution tape, okay? So as I move forward, I look for any kind of issues in the words that will change. And everything as I move, those words stay, the letters in the words stay the same. You have to look for that when you're trying to spot for AI. You have to look for subtle hints that are going to give it away. And right here, I can see that this clearly is legitimate caution tape. It's legitimate. And the reason why it might be backwards is the way that they're filming it. Because, sometimes when you film on a phone, it can flip and mirror essentially what you're actually seeing. And so that could be why we get the mirror effect for the caution, and technically the caution is just upside down. That's possible. So I do think this is legit. I do think this is a legit thing that actually happened, but I just want to know what it is and what actually happened with it. This is another thing that we saw last night. We took a look at this on the live stream last night. Here's some information. It's saying breaking the Pentagon just officially confirmed that aliens are among us. Well, let's just take a look at this.
These are not U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
It's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
From the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water.
These are 6-foot drones that are somehow evading our detection. They are not being detected.
They're saying no threat, but how the hell do they know? They don't know anything. They don't know what it is. They don't know where it come from. They don't know nothing.
They know that they can't track them. They know that they don't emit a signal. They know that they can't see them when they turn their lights out. They also indicated...
Okay, they don't emit a signal. Okay, and they do turn their lights out. We talked about that last night. This is really interesting. However, we did pick up on that one signal. 106.7 in New Jersey was actually airing. If you didn't watch the live stream yesterday, please go check that out, because they were airing Christmas music. And what ended up happening was a signal came through, and we might actually find it tonight. And if we do, I'll play it for you. But this signal came through that was just completely garbled. Didn't even sound. There was frequency to it. There was something. There was a different type of pitch. It sounded alien. It really did sound alien. But I'm not trying to push the alien agenda on this stuff, because the scary fact is not the aliens, but more the nuke threat that's coming. So Let's keep watching here.
That they don't know where they come from, they don't know where they go to.
One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times.
Some of the FBI agents that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their homes.
It's right here over Picatinny, there was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, you know, lost control, and my drone started going down, dead.
These are fully charged batteries. It's 2 batteries that have died within seconds, and the drone went up and, like a couple feet off the table, and then came right back down.
Okay, you see it? You see how it goes? See how it goes? And then it becomes a spacecraft or aircraft or whatever you want to call it.
What the fuck is that, bro? Did it just get smaller? Bro, what?
Above the ocean, and it was low, very low, but so bright and so clear, and it was huge. Like when you...
I'm concerned. I issued a letter to ask for more information, and I think there should be a lot more transparency about that.
Can you make that make more sense? Because I think people in New York and New Jersey see drones the size of an SUV over their house every night and think that that doesn't make any sense.
I understand why people would be looking at this and being concerned about it. We're concerned about it too, which is why we have the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. My goodness, looking at this, and we're taking it seriously. We
Interesting. Okay, so part of that, the drone batteries, we talked about that last night as well. The fact that something is giving off, like, so they're not seeing any kind of frequencies. Remember the sheriff's department that's in New Jersey, and I forget what county that's for, but the county, I guess that's near the water, because they said that they saw 50 drones come out of the water and started moving inland, okay, into New Jersey. What happened was they sent up their own drone to go look at it. Okay, but when they sent up their own drone, through their cameras, there was nothing. Their cameras were tracing a heat signature, okay? And they look for, you got to think that when you use the FLIR cameras and you're looking for heat signatures in the sky, what you're looking for is not infrared. It is actually the heat itself that's coming off of something, okay, in order to, because you can't necessarily see fully in the dark, but with heat signatures, you can see everything. Radiant heat, think about it. Radiant heat bounces off of your house. It bounces off of your car. It bounces off, you generate heat. So as you're generating this heat, they can see you from the sky in their drones. The police can, right? That's how they look for people. And remember, we were listening to that guy who said the only reason why you would send up a drone at night is to look for something. Otherwise, there's no point in sending a drone up. So clearly he thinks they're looking for something, but the sheriff specifically said when they tried to approach the drones, the lights went out on them, okay? Making them think that there's intelligence based around the control of those aircraft. And on top of that, they also said that it disappears. There is no heat signature. So picture this. A drone is flying up to meet another drone. They can clearly see there's a drone there. They can clearly see the light. They can clearly see the object that's there. But there's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing there. So think about that. When they see it with their own eye, but when they look, okay, through their FLIR camera, and they're trying to get a heat signature on it, it's not there. It's invisible. It's not there. That is something that is truly, truly fascinating. But let's continue on. I mean, you know what? This whole thing is a mess. Okay, out of everything, every possible thing, this is a mess. They have really screwed things up. They're looking, either the government's looking for something, they're trying to do something, they're testing something. Something is happening. You have to admit that something is going on. And these drones are not just popping up, okay, in New Jersey only. Now, New Jersey is the hot spot right now. And we know it's the hot spot from the unofficial story of there is a lost nuclear warhead that they're trying to desperately find. They have to desperately find that. Aside from that, who knows, right? But there's other drones that are flying around mysteriously now in other states. They're being caught on cameras more than ever. Let's take a look at what this is going on here. You know, stuff like this is interesting to me. If you guys can see that, there's a drone, not a drone, it's a UFO looking disc shaped object that's being transported. And yeah, there's cop cars. I mean, it's not that it's fake. It's just that I think that it's completely misunderstood as to what this is. Those cop cars don't even look like cop cars. They look more like safety cars. I mean, this could clearly be a, what's the word I'm looking for? It could clearly be like a piece for, it looks like there's two trucks. Hold on. Yeah, 2 trucks that are moving that equipment. That could easily be something for like a large wind turbine. That could easily be something that goes on a large wind turbine. So, you got to take everything with a grain of salt when we look at this stuff. The only thing that concerns me is when, the Pentagon comes out and says, no, it's nothing to worry about. We don't know what it is, but nothing to worry about. That's what concerns me. Let's see if there's anything else that's out here. Obviously, there's some more talk about the drones. I want to see if there's anything new. Look at this. December 14th. That was yesterday. Phoenix, Arizona. Let's take a look.
Whoa, is that moving quick?
Yeah, that was moving quick.
That could be a drone. I don't know what the hell that is. But that is quick. There's only one remaining right now. Whatever that green flashing one is, he moved quick around it.
I saw that. I saw that. And now it's hovering. That thing's hovering in place. It's okay. Whatever this green flashing light is, that thing is hovering close to that red light. Now the green flashing light's gone. Now look at that.
Was just shut down the drone. If that was a drone.
Oh, that's interesting. See, this is in Arizona. This isn't New Jersey. Interesting. I want to watch that one again. Okay, look at it right here coming in from that screen. Watch it. Watch how fast that thing goes. Watch it. Okay, it's kind of hovering there. Now watch it. Go right in there. Look at that. Okay, couple things to look for here is if you were going to fake something like this, would you're just going to put some dots over top of something that you're filming that there's nothing there. So essentially, if you're going to fake it, she's talking to nothing, and then they're putting it in afterwards. Think about how you have to be right on that money to say, ooh, that's moving quick. Oh, look at that. It's going to there. Why is it doing that? And then she's thinking that it's drones. Obviously, this is something else. And then as it continues on, it's how fascinating is this that, and the focus, every time she goes in and out of focus, it does that for the lights as well, too. And then something falls from that red. So that green flashing goes up to the solid red object. I'm just going to call them objects right now. We don't know what they are. It's because that could easily be a type of drone, maybe a military style drone. I'm not sure. Okay, so now it looks like it's going above, but then it disappears. It looks like it went above the red, and then all of a sudden, boom, there it is. Either that's from the red object, or that's the other object being shot down. And she clearly captured this. What a great capture. I mean, this feels very legit to me. That does feel very legit. What it is, I don't know. And I can't speak to what it is, but I can only say that it probably is, it's probably something pretty fascinating, because what kind of technology really is that? Okay, here you go. Here's those lights in Tennessee that we were just talking about.
Because I
try to
thought
mute this here.
maybe it's a car party.
Okay, we just saw this that I found on Instagram. I want to see if they're going to show anything here to this effect. That still fascinates me. What fascinates me even more is the fact that this could be an EMP. That's what fascinates me, is that are they getting ready for something that's going to happen with an EMP? And if they do, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. All right, we took a look at this. We took a look at that one last night. We saw that, which is interesting. A lot of these lights, a lot of these drone lights, they could be drone shows. I'm not automatically saying that everything is going to be aliens. That's not what I'm trying to say. But when I look at these, I have to think logically. I have to put a skeptic hat on. And then if some of those boxes all kind of get checked off, right, to where it's like, well, it's not this, it's not this, it's not this, what is it? That's when I say, well, it could be. I mean, it really could be something we don't know, that we don't understand. This is interesting. Posted 5 hours ago. That legitimately looks like it's behind the trees, doesn't it? Let's see what we're capturing as far as sound goes here. There's no sound to it. So that could be. I don't know where this is taken. It doesn't say where it's taken at, where it's at. It could be a military aircraft. That could easily be some type of aircraft, and just the perspective of it is making it look different. Clearly in the direction that it's traveling, it does have red off to the left, so I could assume that it is indicated for U.S. airspace. So I don't know. It's interesting. The white lights flashing is obviously something that's not normal, but let's see. This is I've seen this video before. If you guys want to watch this video, we can take a look at this. This is pretty interesting. Look behind. This guy captures this. He's just filming. This is old. This is completely old. But you know what happens is that because of all the drone fever, everything that's happening out there, people repost this stuff. So you just got to kind of take everything with a grain of salt. This is definitely old, but this is good video. Check this out.
Insane. Whoa, did you see that just shoot across?
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone else see that?
Okay, watch this. He slows it down. Watch from left to right. Look at that. Look at that. Shoot right across. He saw it. He saw it.
Look behind you. Insane. Whoa, did you see that just shoot?
That's cool.
Look behind you.
That's really cool. I like that. People are goofing around with some of this stuff. I doubt that that's real. That doesn't seem real at all. That's a good shot. That's a good shot if that guy really did that. If he really shot that. That'd be a good shot, but I don't think that that's real.
Area. We're not sure what it is.
Yeah, there's lots moving out there. We're seeing 3 or 4 targets
Yeah, they're all altitudes, up and down. It's pretty crazy. There's one way up high and one about my altitude, moving in like a circle, like a corkscrew pattern. Visually, I have eyes on what looks like an aircraft strobe that's at my 2 o'clock and 22 miles at my altitude. He looks like he's moving towards, it looks like it's moving towards the north. Just had another one show up about my 1 o'clock, about 1,000 feet high, zipping towards us and then back out towards the ocean. It's red in color, moving at extreme speed.
You are cleared to maneuver as necessary, left and right, to avoid the UFO out there.
Is there any military activity out straight ahead of us?
No, we're not seeing anything. I had another one report at like 30,000 feet in the Eugene area. We're not sure what it is.
Yeah, there's lots moving out there. We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. Yeah, they're all altitudes, up and down. It's pretty crazy. There's one way up high and one about my altitude, moving in like a circle, like a corkscrew pattern. Visually, I have eyes on what looks like an aircraft strobe that's at my 2 o'clock and 22 miles at my altitude. He looks like he's moving towards, it looks like it's moving towards the north.
Now, this is interesting because on the last live stream we did, we watched that video of that guy who's a pilot up in Oregon, and he actually spotted something. This, I don't think, is the same one, but they're saying multiple are being sighted. Think about that. And it appeared that they knew. They said, yeah, no, it's not military. Multiple are being sighted up there. I remember he said that it looked like it was red. It was red light, which is interesting because in Arizona, that lady captured a red light, right? So it looked like there was a drone that was a green flashing light that went up to the red solid light that was hovering. Now, these pilots in Oregon are saying the same thing. It's a red light, and it's at 1,000 feet. It's moving very fast, and it'll approach them, and then it'll leave. But here's the other thing about that, though, is that there's this thing that I never knew is that Starlink system, right, from Musk. I mean, there's got to be something maybe connected to that, and that's what they were saying. There's like, oh, it's a mirage. It's like the Starlink reflects down, and so you think you're seeing something that's hovering and going back and forth, but it's really something that's up in space that's reflecting from something off the surface. Okay, not only how dumb do you think people need to be in order to believe that, but the pilots themselves. A pilot should know the difference between seeing I don't want to say it's like, but like it's not a hologram. It's not like it's like almost like a mirage, like something that's being seen in order to make it seem as though they don't know what they're talking about, right? And it's like swamp gas. It's like the old thing, like I just saw swamp gas reflecting off of Venus, and it's like they come up with the most unbelievable explanations to things. I don't understand it. I can't understand how they can possibly think that we believe any of that at all. Okay, we talked about this. We talked about this on the last live stream. Somebody actually put this together. Look at that, right? Now that orb is going to have 2 blinking lights out of it. Just watch. On the left, it's going to have 2 blinking lights that come out of it if they show it. Oh, they don't show it. We looked at that. There's 2, there it is, right there, 2 blinking lights right there on the side of that. So that to me signified it could have been a landing light on the nose of some kind of aircraft, and we see 2 lights on the side. However, we had another guy who had sent us a chat on the show yesterday who said that the one that was captured by ABC, which is over to the right, was actually a star that was out of focus. Okay. Well, that star, that one that's on the right, is not I said it's probably not a star. It could be. And we have to think logically, so it could be. But at the same time, we're trying to say that the camera man and the woman reporting wouldn't know that it's a star. They would just think that it's a drone hovering. This is really interesting, though. See, that's that craft, and that craft looks so incredibly different than any craft I've ever seen. That one that was on the left. Now they're playing the one that is on the right. That's from ABC. We talked about that last night. Now that's just sitting there. It's definitely possible. Let's see what we got as far as okay, I like this because I'm a pilot. I'm an aviation buff, so I like this. This is actually a very funny thing to think about. So the New Jersey Guide to Aircraft Identification. However, I'm going to say it is kind of a slap in the face to people, is that everybody thinks that everything is a drone out there. So in other words, commercial aircraft, jet aircraft, private aircraft is all a drone, right? I get it. So I get this. I understand what they're trying to do, but it seems like a slap in the face to me. That seems like a complete slap in the face to certain people, because there are certain things that are happening. You can't tell me that the sheriff's department is wrong. Okay, don't tell me that the sheriff's department doesn't know how to spot commercial aircraft or their own helicopters or anything like that. Now, I understand that there's people out there who just are going drone crazy, and all of a sudden what they do is they pull out their phone and they say, yeah, look at, there's a drone on that I caught on camera. There's drones flying everywhere, and it's just commercial aircraft that we see all the time. What you have to do is you have to think with a different set of thought processing. You have to think with the fact that what is going on in the skies that would compel people to be scared, and why is the government? You're going to tell me that the government says that they are drones. There are drones up there that they don't know about. So you're going to tell me that the government's doing the same thing. They're stupid and they think everything's a drone. That's not true. That's why I think this is a slap in the face. I mean, the government's hiding something. Something is going on in the skies. People are not stupid. But yes, there are some people who are hopping on this craze, so we can't believe every video that we see. But let's continue on. Okay, I just have a few more minutes. Something like this, I don't know. I mean, that to me is almost fake in a way. It just feels fake to me. That we didn't know. Looks like a lot of people like that one. Let's see.
About 7.
Let's see what.
Patterson Tower, med flight 8, 1,900 feet, about 7 miles southwest of the field, like transition your Delta northeastbound.
Med flight 8 Patterson Tower, use extreme caution for heavy UAS movement on the base. Security forces is handling the situation. Suggest at or above 1700 AGL.
That we will maintain 2000 and on our transition for med flight 8.
And I gotta keep the lights down so that security forces can see.
Roger that, no problem.
Position approved, sir.
Approved, med flight 8.
Med flight 8 Tower.
Ahead for med flight 8.
Hey, sir, you're still approved through our Class Delta. After you leave, Columbus is going to sterilize the Class Delta as of 0330 Zulu. Patterson Class Delta is closed after your transition.
I'm sorry about that. You got stepped on by other traffic. Can you say again?
Yes, sir. Your transition is still approved. However, Patterson Class Delta is sterilized as of 0330 Zulu for heavy unknown UAS activity. Security forces is handling it, and Columbus is going to sterilize the airspace after you leave the Delta.
Roger that. No problem. Thank you.
Wow.
All aircraft use extreme caution. Patterson Class Delta is now closed for heavy UAS activity.
What is going on? See, this is what I'm saying. It's a big slap in the face for them to sit there and say that everything that you're looking at is a drone. Oh, it's a drone. It's a drone. You know, you're looking at planes and they're drone. Yeah, I get it. But at the same time, if Wright-Patterson is closing down a class Delta, which to sterilize it, for UAS activity, what kind of activity is going on over there? Okay, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, clearly something... clearly where they, I believe, took the Roswell wreckage when it originally needed to be moved out of New Mexico. It went to Wright-Patterson. But the thing is, I think the frustration that I have is it's all boiling over. Now it's more and more. This just came out. This 2 hours ago. That they posted this, okay? Something is going on. And I don't know when this is. It gives no date. It gives no date on it whatsoever. But something, I'm assuming something must have happened. I can look into it before tomorrow, but something must have happened. This is getting out of control very quickly. Very quickly. Man, they had to it's like we got to shut down Class Delta. Do you know Class Delta, shutting that down, that traffic? I've got Delta out here at Centennial Airport, and let me tell you, that is the busiest private airport that's out there. It is busy. It's busy. This is another thing that I wanted to scratch upon this a little bit. If you guys can see that, that's clearly the one that was caught by ABC. Okay, they're saying that it looks like these old, like angelic or something heavenly, like descriptions of angels that are in like the Bible and old scriptures and everything else like that. And that's fine. I'm not saying that that's not the case. I'm just saying it's interesting when you look at something like this and you see similarities and patterns that are beginning to evolve in our current state, that then it's like history repeating itself. A lot of times people think, is this something like it says, the descriptions in Ezekiel? Is this what this is? And maybe what Ezekiel saw was something that was otherworldly. I don't know. I don't know what Ezekiel saw, and I don't know. I can't speak to it. I can't speak to if it was heavenly, if it was alien. I can't speak to any of that. That's up to you to determine on your own if that's what you think it is. But it's interesting to clearly see the similarities. I will say that. It's interesting to see that. This is interesting, but I don't know where this comes from. Let's listen with some audio really quick here.
It's still there. It's been.
I want to redo this here.
Mystery drones in the air. This is wild. I was moving quick.
I was moving.
What in the world is happening? What? Update, but that mystery drone up there is still there. It's been like maybe 10-15 minutes. It's still there. I just found 3 mystery drones in the air.
Interesting. Let's turn this off. Interesting. So somebody filming it from the ground. You got to remember, we're filming at night night video is always the worst. It's very pixelated, even with all of our new technology. So you can't say, oh, we're in 2024 now, so everything should be magically so much better when we capture night incidents. But it's not, because night is void of light. I mean, there's light, but there's not a lot of it. So because of that, cameras can't pick things up. What's interesting about this is that they said that there's 15, it's been sitting up there for 15 minutes. So clearly they paused their video as they were watching it, and then they were in real time just reacting to it, and then something was going on. The way that that if you want to call them drones, but the way that they moved, it was pretty quick. Didn't appear to be drones. Very similar to the one that was in Arizona from the beginning of our live stream. So it's pretty interesting. Okay, I just have a few more minutes, and then I'm going to close up here. Let's see. This video circulates around a lot. I might be heading at the right time to close down the live stream, but that clearly is something that is this is old. It says it's a UFO spotted sharply maneuvering into the sky over Yokosuka, Japan. I'm assuming I said that right. I could have butchered that. Navy base. But this is on July 31st of 2021. So that's really interesting. Let's listen to this really quick, and then I'm going to call it good. This is pretty long, though.
Had the video to prove it.
A series of suspicious and unusual sightings of drones near the U.S. bases in Germany has put policymakers and military officials on the edge.
First on the East Coast, now mysterious objects are being spotted on the West Coast, Temecula to be specific, leaving residents buzzing.
Now similar sightings are being reported here in San Diego and across Southern California.
There is a bunch of red lights floating in the sky.
This video was taken by archaeologist Colin Rambo a couple of weeks ago in Lemon Grove.
I was driving down the street, just right down the street from my house here, and I pulled my car over because I saw what looked like a fleet of glowing red orbs.
Unidentified drones have been sighted over sensitive industry locations and the U.S. airbase at Ramstein in Germany in recent weeks. This as per the Spiegel News magazine report. The magazine has cited a confidential report by the German security authorities.
All right, the drones may be multiplying. There have been more reports of mysterious flying objects now from one coast to the other. What's going on?
This is what Brian Dirk saw over his Temecula backyard yesterday evening. But he's not the only one who saw it. There are multiple social media videos just like his from South Riverside County. And listen closely. Witnesses say whatever it was didn't make a sound.
There are drones all over the sky.
And this video was taken 3 nights ago in Temecula.
We eventually saw one really fairly close, and it was just about the size of a car. We were at some points right under them, and there was no noise at all.
Music artist and producer It's Nomad Music said these didn't seem like regular planes or helicopters.
They'll be going just straight one direction, and then all of a sudden they'll just zigzag and then keep going or turn around, or they just break really quick.
I looked up because it was coming now right over top of me, and it was quiet. It didn't make any noise.
Melinda Peters saw them last night too in Temecula, which is a mountain range away from Camp Pendleton. The Marine base sent a written statement that reads in part, "We are aware of the drones that are flying over Temecula. They are not associated and do not impact Camp Pendleton's training and operations."
Well, government reports reveal the U.S. military.
All right, there you go. I can't watch the whole thing, but look, we'll pick up tomorrow night where we left off here. This is interesting, okay? Because now Even the military is saying, yeah, we're aware of it, but it's not theirs. It's not theirs. They're aware of it. Clearly, Ohio, clearly California, clearly Oregon, clearly, I mean, come on, start naming these states, okay? Tennessee, possible EMP that's being tested there. This is insane. We are heading for something. Now, remember, I talked about this in the live stream last night, so go back and check that one out if you missed it. We're heading for something cyclic, okay? It was cyclic meaning there's a cycle to this time frame last year and this time frame the year before. There's something very cyclic that's coming up, okay? The cycle is quickly getting underway and something is happening. And something is building up to a point. I can't wait to see what January is going to bring. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for letting me do the live stream, and I will keep doing them. So I will be back tomorrow night as well to do another live stream for you. And you can always watch us, subscribe to us, please, on YouTube. Just go ahead if you can. Just subscribe and like, and even comment. Start commenting for us, because that's just going to help to keep this going for us, and we can keep watching all this stuff together. So from out in Castle Rock, Colorado, I do appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.